The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
And belly on up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. My name is Chris. Hannah's here, and my wife Erica joining us for 30 minutes of good that is the EP Podcast, and it's all brought to you by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. Right now at 95th and Pulaski, if you walk in the door this month, the EP Podcast and all of the shows on the Broadcast Basement On Demand Radio Network are being featured. We're in the spotlight. That means there's free swag there for you, including the EP Podcast, Power Magnet, and free Socks in the Basement, trucker hats, and bottle opener keychains. Swag from Southside Pod. Check it out over at 95th and Pulaski. And remember, it is never too early to start teaching your kids about money. This summer, help them take the first step toward a healthy financial future with a junior savers account from the First National Bank of Evergreen Park. With that account, kids can earn interest on every dollar they deposit so they can watch their money grow. Show your children how rewarding saving can be and set them up for success. Learn more at bankevergreenpark.com/juniorsavers/EP. No minimum required to open. Member FDIC. A lot of stuff going on, but I know that the thing that people are most concerned about, Hannah and Erica, is did I survive another week of softball?
Did you? Well, I walked in today. You have the brace on your wrist that was not there last week. So I'm either thinking you've been wearing the brace and you're better, or you're wearing the brace because it's worse.
Well, here's the thing, Hannah. As I walked out the door for my last game, and I was feeling good. The foot felt good. Didn't take a pinch runner. The flippers were better, right? The swelling on the wedding ring was doing really well. Okay. Everything was down. A little bit of pain in the thumb.
You're
on the other hand,
ready to sacrifice your body again?
Yeah, to go sacrifice my body on the altar of sport. And my wife looks at me and she goes, "If you get injured, don't come home."
I did say that.
She said that. If you get
don't
injured,
come to my house.
No, I
don't
said
come home.
Drive yourself straight to the emergency room and I might pick you up. I might not.
Like, she's done with this. She's like, you better not get hurt. So then I go and I play the game, and we didn't win. It was not a good night for my team. Okay, we didn't do very well. We didn't hit very well. I felt good though. I played the field. I was running. Remember?
Did you run out of the corn?
Remember local hero Steve Lascola, the oldest guy in the league who never gets hurt,
the most nimble guy in the league.
He always takes a pinch runner, and I was the last out before him. So I said, "Steve, I'm going to run for you," and he goes, "No, Chris. I don't want you to run for me." And I was like, "No, I got it. I'm good." He goes, "You get hurt again, your wife's going to kill you." Like, this is the conversation. They're waiting for the next batter to go into the batter's box. And Steve was worried for me. He was scared. He was nervous. I think he went back to the bench. He said a couple of Hail Marys. He's actually going to join us next week because
I can't wait for that.
John Brand of Open Outcry wants to reward him with beer for being such an Iron Man and taking care of me when I'm out there throwing my body all over the field for my team. So we're expecting him down at the 9-foot homemade oak bar next week with John. So, but otherwise, I felt good. Everything was great. Last batter of the opposing team, I've gone in to play catcher. I've been playing middle infield early in the game, and I was like, I'm just going to go catch. We're getting blown out. The ball comes in on a hop, bounces up, goes off the finger that I jammed last week. I jammed it again.
Oh, no.
That's another week without my wedding ring, which I'm sure my wife will be happy with.
Excuses.
Look at all those people in this great suburb driving down 95th and Kedzie. What a great place. It's called Evergreen Park, but we know it better as the EP. We're known for more than just the Unabomber. Remember Ted Kaczynski? You guys might even remember that big old rooster on 95th Street. It's all part of EP's history. So listen up to the EP Podcast. You might be asking why. Because we talk about all things and we celebrate all the great things in the 60805. It's the EP Podcast, all things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.
On the phone line with me right now is a friend of the show who's just on recently and has now returned to the show with another member of the group of people that make Evergreen Park so special with all the different things that they do. Glenn Pniewski, village spokesperson, on the line, along with Josie Donovan from the rec department. We're going to talk about what's going on at the rec department this fall. How are the both of you?
Doing well. It's a beautiful day and got the storms out of here, and so hopefully we've got a nice little stretch of decent weather too. So
we're up and running at the rec department. Good day.
That's good. That's good. Before we get to you, Josie, I have to ask Glenn how things are going on the Tom Hanks front. Last time he was on the show, we all heard that there was the possibility that Tom Hanks could be showing up at your typewriter event, and I have an awful lot of people that want to know how this is going, because if Hanks is coming, they're coming.
Well, day 12, I have not heard from Tom Hanks.
No, you're kidding me.
But you know, there's still another week.
Well,
so, like I told you before, at the very least, we'll try to have a cardboard cutout of Tom Hanks there. So
I told you you should have made it very clear that you were going to pay for his meal, and you didn't put that in there, and that's what these Hollywood types want. You think they're millionaires. And they are millionaires, and they can afford a sandwich. But if you don't say sandwiches are on me, you don't get a response. That might be the blunder.
And I'm thinking that's what probably got Kevin Costner to agree to show up at the Field of Dreams. He wasn't coming unless the hot dogs were free.
Oh yeah, he got free dogs. You know Kevin Costner got free hot dogs at Field of Dreams game. Josie, what is new right now over at the rec department? What do we got planned for the fall?
Well, our book just came out for the fall and winter. That's online at Village of Evergreen Park, but we're also super excited to host our first annual Oktoberfest on Saturday, October 2nd, over at the rec department. We're having some local restaurants come out, and we're hoping that EP Podcast will join us as well.
You have no problem getting the EP Podcast out to an Oktoberfest. This is all I've been waiting for. Since the moment this was brought up, I want to say 6 to 8 months ago, as maybe we'll have an Oktoberfest. This is all I have wanted, Josie. I'm so excited about the fact it's going to be happening. I have to dust off the lederhosen. I've got to get my big giant German Stein out. I cannot wait.
We are very excited. We have some fun things lined up, not only for the adults, because we know that's an enjoyable day, but also for the kids earlier in the day to get them out. It's kind of like our day in the park, but we're going to Oktoberfest this year. Change it up a little.
That is awesome. What day is it on again?
It's going to be Saturday, October 2nd. It's going to be at the community center here. So based out of the community center and Circle Park.
I always enjoy Day at the Park. And now what we're doing is we're doing a version of Day at the Park, but it's an Oktoberfest. And I feel like this community really enjoys its fall parties. Like there is always an uptick in events, people out. There are neighbors I only see in the fall. I would expect you'll have a big crowd for that.
We hope so. And, you know, typically Day in the Park is one of the hottest days of the year. So we're hoping Oktoberfest will get the cooler temperatures and we'll have everybody out.
Excellent. Excellent. So other programs that you guys are doing right now that you're excited about?
A little bit of everything. I mean, our archery went well over the summer for the kids. We always do our wine and sip paint parties. So we just had a successful one last week, and we'll be doing another one in October. So that's our older. We have Kathy O'Grady, who's one of our great instructors, going to do a payo, which is Pilates and yoga. We've got a little bit of everything for everybody. So if you want to check out the Village of Evergreen Park's website, it's up now, and we're going to have hard copies out in the next week.
We have people that listen outside of Evergreen Park. And are they all exclusive to Evergreen Parkers? Can people that are non-residents come to some of these programs?
We welcome everybody. The only one that is the full-day day camp, which is in the summer. But everything else, we are open to residents and non-residents. You
have middle school kids firing arrows? Am I right? You have archery?
We do. Thank God they're rubber tipped, but yes, they are. And it's been kind of a big hit.
Where do they actually shoot these at?
So they're at Yukich. They're in, on the field there. But typically they can go into the ice rink, but we can keep them in an open field when possible. But yeah, usually like 20 kids.
Other things that I'm seeing here that you have coming up on the calendar. After Oktoberfest, it looks like right before Halloween on the 29th, inside of your book, you have the Halloween parade returning, the event over at 50 Acre Park. I'm excited to see that. It's an hour and a half long. There's a costume parade. You grab a pumpkin. There's some refreshments out there. There's the hayride. I've always enjoyed that. You also have Santa able to come and visit your house again, which is exciting. So starting on December the 6th, it looks like for the Christmas season, Santa Claus coming around to the residents' houses for 20-minute visits. How exciting is it to bring back some of the things you probably couldn't do in the last year?
It's beyond exciting, actually. We just keep talking about it over every month. Can we do it? Can we do it? And we're hoping and crossing our fingers that we get to enjoy all of these events. Let's hope that everything stays quiet on that front for now.
Yes, let's hope so as well. Glenn, I'm going to switch over to you for just a moment here. I keep thinking about this typewriter event. What day is this again?
Okay, so that's Saturday, August the 21st. I have converted it to an indoor and outdoor event, so I will have some tents out in the parking lot. I don't know what this turnout will be. I know the YouTube friend of mine, Sarah Everett from Just My Typewriter, she is thrilled and excited. Her and her mom are taking the train in from Pittsburgh, so she's excited to be there. She's been promoting this on her YouTube channel and Instagram, things like that. I know that it's not going to be a very high interest event, but come on out. You might have a little fun.
Yeah,
so.
And Tom Hanks could show up. There's always a possibility. There's always a possibility. Okay, I mean, you invited him.
Right.
It's possible. I mean, you have this YouTube star coming. It's quite possible that Tom Hanks is a fan as well, and he's like, wow, I can go to Evergreen Park and meet this girl from Pittsburgh. You don't know how these things work. Hey,
but then 2 weeks after that, remember now, over at 50 Acre Park, we do have the Rich Daniels City Lights concert at 5 o'clock, followed by fireworks at dusk. Usually on the 3rd of July, dusk is about 9:15.
Right.
Now it's probably about 8:15, so it's an hour earlier. So.
Well, listen, the book is packed. It's got everything. I keep scrolling through it right there on the Evergreen Park website, evergreenpark-ill.com. There's an adult wine and sip painting night coming up on Thursday, October the 7th. There's so much in the book. There's so many activities that you can join, ways to stay active. Josie, you've done a great job over there at the rec department. It's commendable. Glenn, you're doing an awesome job as well. I appreciate the two of you jumping on the show.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having us.
I get muscle aches all the time. I've gone from being able to do whatever I want to and not feeling any pain to basically getting pain for any kind of physical activity. Good news, there's a local family-owned Southside business that provides a CBD topical that will not break the bank. Creaky Bone Balm offers concentrated relief for creaky bones. It is an effective hemp-based CBD in a rejuvenating balm. And guess what? It's made in small batches, always free of preservatives, and all natural ingredients. It's great for muscle aches, tension, inflammation, joint pain. You can even use it for skin ailments like burns and dry, cracked skin. Right now, go to creakybone.com and use the promo code BASEMENT. Get 20% off your order. And now check out the new 2,500 milligram balm with reduced pricing on their classic balms right now at creakybone.com.
I don't know what we're talking about. I've been asking for 2 days. You're like, you'll see.
Okay, so I go to the mailbox and I get the mail and I'm flipping through and I never open my wife's mail ever.
Well, nor should you.
Never ever. She opens all my mail. Everything with my name on it, she opens it up first and she goes, "Oh, you got such and such from such and such." She opens everything.
She's like your
with my name.
secretary in that way.
Opens all my mail. And I see this thing that says case number on it.
Oh no.
And I go, well, this isn't good. So I open it because I was like, what the heck did she do? And supposedly, when you two girls went gallivanting off to New Orleans, there was an automobile accident because I just saw the thing that says there was an automobile accident. What is this? What happened? Who was driving? Was it my wife?
It was me.
Oh, it was you. Her name's on the bill.
I pretty much caved in the trunk.
You caved in the trunk of the car?
Yeah, Erica and my friend were with an umbrella outside trying to pop the dent out.
You thought you could pop a dent out of a trunk with an Okay, well,
Erica
take me through this.
And my friend, they had the trunk open. They had an umbrella. They're trying to pop
it. It was popping off.
Okay,
and it would pop back down.
Okay, so first of all, you're driving the car.
Yes.
What did you do? Tell me.
It was a Hyundai Elantra. It was a car I'm not used to driving.
Right. 4 wheels, steering wheel.
Well, the gas, number one, it's a very
lights,
lightweight.
a windshield,
it's
and
a very lightweight car.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
going
to listen to the story and see if that makes any sense. But
the
go ahead.
gas pedal is extremely sensitive.
Oh, man, a sensitive gas pedal,
so
huh?
I put it in reverse.
You sound like me after my first accident at 17 years old trying to tell my parents, I don't know why the car accelerated that quickly.
Yeah.
She put it in reverse and she hit the back of one of those
crossing arm. We were
crossing
trying to
arm
go out through the
gates.
gate. I overshot the gate. I went to put it in reverse, and the little post that the gate's attached to.
Right.
I put it in reverse. I hit the gas pedal too hard, and it just went boom.
And you
just
hit
like real fast.
So you hit a post.
Yes.
You hit an object.
Concrete post.
You hit an object that didn't move.
Yes.
And somehow you found it with your vehicle.
Yes.
All right. But it's because the gas pedal, very
was too
sensitive.
very sensitive.
And the vehicle extremely light.
Yes.
A very light vehicle.
Yes.
Lighter than air, like almost an aircraft type
It was
vehicle.
like a little wind-up toy car.
Yeah, exactly. It's made like a model that you would buy when you were a kid and you'd snap together. That's exactly what it was like.
Yeah.
So now you dent in the trunk and the bumper?
The trunk. The
trunk.
bumper, I think the bumper was okay.
Okay.
So the overall damages were $1,300. That's including
Wow.
that's including loss of service and all this other crap that they tacked on. It was only $1,300. Okay. I paid my $1,000 deductible. Enterprise is like, yeah, we can just take the deductible right now. I was like, fine. Paid it.
So you paid it. You thought it was over.
I didn't know what the bill was going to end up being. I was like, this might be a $3,000 bill. I don't know. Well, we end up getting the bill in. It's $1,300. And, Progressive, I have this coverage on my insurance, and I was a driver on the rental.
You're
Erica,
listed on the actual rental.
as a driver.
Right.
And Progressive doesn't want to pay it. And I'm like, well, that's complete BS because I pay you for this coverage in case I am in an accident with a rental vehicle. So you need to pay up.
You paid a coverage that said if you're renting a car and you're driving in it, then they should cover it.
Yes, I have that
and
right.
Now they don't want to actually cover it.
Now they're trying to find a way
and it's just $300. So you have $1,000 deductible. So they're trying to get out of $300.
They're trying to get out of $300. I was like, how much manpower and time on the clock and everything else have y'all wasted? How much money is it costing you to fight this $300?
Right.
It's really irritating me.
That's annoying.
It's very annoying.
I'll tell you a story.
I paid $1,000 already. I'm asking you, I've been paying my policy on time. It's been auto withdrawn since 2008. That's how long I've been with them.
Yeah, it's time for you to find a real insurance company.
Yes.
Don't forget Mike Thawer, Country Financial, the sponsor of the show.
I will be calling Mike Thawer.
Yeah.
I will be calling Mike Thawer.
I was like, when I saw it, I didn't know who had driven the car that caused the accident when I read this, but I was like, Mike Thawer would have called me immediately if this problem would have happened. So I knew it wasn't Erica. I was like, it has to be Hannah who was driving the car.
Me.
So he opens up the thing today and he calls me while I'm driving downtown to take my mom to the Amtrak station.
Yeah, because I want to know if you're getting in an accident. I want you off the road immediately. Pull over. I'll send somebody to drive you home.
I'm driving downtown. I'll have to call you back. And then I call him back and I find out it's all about this. I'm like, yeah, I know about it.
It's not like they got to pay the whole $1,300 for the car. And you did your best trying to open up the trunk with an umbrella and pop it out. And it's not your fault that the car is lighter than air and the gas pedal is so sensitive.
That's not my fault.
None
I
of
didn't
that is
build
your
the car.
fault.
I didn't build the car.
It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street. And look at that. Mike Thawer is actually the sponsor of this segment today. He's the guy who handles my auto and home insurance. Country Financial, right here in Evergreen Park, 3923 West 95th Street. See, I knew I was safe the moment I saw that bill I was talking about. Hannah, not so much. Make the change that Hannah wants to make. Check out Mike at 708-425-1559. This Sunday, August the 22nd, starting at 6 p.m., Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones Band, free at Circle Park, 97th and Homan. Get on out, enjoy the evening. Meanwhile, the Village of Evergreen Park is now offering for a limited time the annual 50/50 sidewalk replacement program. You got a sidewalk square in front of your house, you want to replace it, Village picks up half the bill. Your share is going to be $90. A rep from the street division will come out and take a look at everything. Get an appointment, 708-422-1562, and hurry up and get that taken care of soon before the money set aside for this program runs out. Reserve your spot now for Memories to Go, the village-wide garage sale happening rain or shine on September the 11th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. It'll be at Yukich Field, 89th and Kedzie. If you want a spot to sell, get the application, all the details at evergreenpark-ill.com. On that same day, September the 11th, that's going to be a busy Saturday here in Evergreen Park, the 9th annual MHR Men's Club Barbecue Bash will be happening. All you can eat barbecue ribs and whatever else they're cooking up that day. It's a 21 and older event, BYOB, with gates opening up at 5 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are on sale right now for $20. And don't forget, among other bands, the headlining act under the tent in the parking lot right along 95th Street, the Ron Burgundies. I will be cooking at the event. Come on out and try my ribs. Get your advanced bracelet now at mhrmensclub.com. That's your EP Podcast Word on the Street, found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com. It's summer in Evergreen Park, and right now you're thinking to yourself, where can I get together with family, friends, have some traditional Irish food and incredible cocktails, or just have the perfect pint of Guinness poured for me? Porter Cullen's Irish Pub and Restaurant has fine Irish dining, catering for any event, is family friendly, and now has a brand new private party room and video gaming for those 21 and over who want to try their luck at the slots. The beautiful brand new private room at Porter Cullen's holds between 12 and 25 for seating and up to 30 for drinking. And the adjoining brand new private gaming room, play games in private and receive service for drinks and food while you play. Go for the corned beef and the fish and chips, and pop back and check out the brand new facilities at Porter Cullen's. Porter Cullen's is located at 3541 West 99th Street. Find out more at portercullens.com. Joining me on the phone line right now, Hannah. He's back after being on Friday's Weekend Update. Ben Belton, live from Hollywood, finger on the pulse of all things entertainment. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you both doing?
Doing good. It's Illinois.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's California treating you?
One of these days we'll all move to a free state, Ben. Okay, so
That's
you brought up a horror movie that came out this past weekend. It was a Don't Breathe 2 or something like that, right? And
yeah.
there's a string of horror movies coming out over the next couple of weeks, am I right? Including another installment in Halloween. Take us through the next few weeks.
Yeah, so this time of year is usually when you start to see these, horror or scary films come out, and you're going to start to see more and more as we progress into August and September, and of course October with Halloween. And one of those is, of course, Candyman, which is coming out on the 27th. Then, of course, Halloween Kills has been one of the most anticipated one because the first one did so amazing. And so that one's coming out on October 17th. And then, of course, you have, some other projects coming out as well. Venom actually getting delayed to October 15th. And then on the scary side for kids, Hotel Transylvania got pushed back as well, but that is now coming out, I'm understanding, on October 1st, which is just announced today.
Yeah, they got to get out those movies for kids. They got to get it out before Halloween so that they're ready to watch it. They got to get it out so they can put it on a streaming service and charge me $30 to watch a movie. And I get the math, because if I went to a theater, I would spend more than $30 with my family of 5. I know that. I get it. It's just so hard to hit the button and know it's just going to be on my TV. How is the industry, how is this working for the industry? Do they like it? Are they going to do this more? Or is this something that they're going to sit there and say, we're not making as much money doing it this way? What are you hearing from people?
Well, I mean, the main way it's changed things is you're starting to see more people getting excited about doing TV projects because it's better you can tell a better story over the course of several hours and several episodes than you can a movie. And with these movies, until, things kind of calm down a little bit, and we still haven't gotten that point, unfortunately, it's you kind of are betting on the odds, current events, things like that when you release that picture, that you're going to have the whole audience wanting to go see it. Nothing is going to come up. There aren't going to be any health scares or anything like that are put out there or whatnot. And that's, I think, what's driving a lot of stuff still. I mean, again, today you're seeing things getting pushed back, dates moving, mostly because, again, we're still dealing with some of those issues.
Is Hugh Jackman never going to appear as Wolverine again? Because I'm hearing this, but I just can't imagine that there's not going to be the payoff in one of these Deadpool movies where he actually shows up. What do you think is real?
Well, I think it's much like what you saw a couple months ago with Andrew Garfield and some of the other people saying that they were not returning to Spider-Man. It wasn't happening. And now, of course, we know that the Spider-Man film coming out at the end of the year is going to feature all three Spider-Man and be part of the multiverse. So
wait, Tobey Maguire is going to be in it too? I didn't hear this. Tobey's coming back?
All three of them will be in the upcoming Spider-Man.
Multiverse, the way to make more money. That's all these things are.
Just do the same thing over and over again.
Everything's a multiverse, baby. Like my kid finally caught up on Loki and he's like, I don't get it. I'm like, there's multiple universes, so everybody who died could actually show up again and everybody makes more money. And he just gave me a look like, what?
Right. And so in the case of Hugh Jackman, he's saying he is too old, doesn't want to come back, not interested. I mean, the thing that's ironic about it is the more that you start to see it, the more him saying that, the more you wonder if it's a press move to get people excited about him coming back at some point. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it'll be interesting to see. But he's saying it won't happen. He's saying that Kevin Feige has not contacted him regarding any future projects for Marvel.
All right, I'm hearing about two movies, Hannah, and we're gonna have Ben fill us in on these. Next year, 2022. It's always amazing to me when they resurrect like movie franchises. First of all, another John Wick. Can't figure that out.
They're just, Ben, are they just out of creativity? Are they out of ideas? Why do we keep seeing the same movies, the same franchises and sequels over and over? And people ask me, why don't you go to the movies anymore? I want something new and fresh and creative. That's why I like the old movies. They had storylines. They were original. Now it's just superhero. Let's do the same thing we did in 2002, but let's make it, bigger and more complicated. And let's do it again for the next 20 years. Off my soapbox.
She has a point, Ben. I'm telling you, I watched the Field of Dreams game on Thursday night. Kevin Costner was asked before the game what made Field of Dreams so special, and he goes, it had no car crashes, no love scenes, no action, no explosions. It was all about the things left unsaid between a father and a son. And you don't see movies like that become big blockbusters anymore, but they're bringing back John Wick and Scream in 2022. That returns as well.
Yep, Scream in January, and you got John Wick coming back in May of next year. Listen, John Wick, I've seen the films. I don't get it myself. I mean, listen, it's been great for Keanu Reeves. It's revived his career. He's getting all these he's getting all these parts now because of it. But yeah, John Wick is coming back, and not only will there be a fourth one, there'll be a fifth one. Wow. The two are supposed to shoot together. They're supposed to shoot together, then they basically, because of what's going on in current events, they decided that they couldn't shoot them together, so they're going to shoot the fifth one a little bit later. So you'll probably see that one, I'm guessing, in probably 23.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Ben, but if they didn't kill his dog, none of these John Wick movies would exist, right? This all comes from the fact that some jerk killed John Wick's dog, right? Like that's all. Every movie comes from that one moment.
Yeah, it's all about animal cruelty, really. Sadly it is. But I think that's what people remember about that film. They're like, oh yeah, and it's awful. Nobody wants to celebrate,
it's
an animal's death.
So big spoiler, the dog dies right at the beginning.
It's right at the beginning of the first John Wick movie. They kill this poor little dog, and it's John Wick's dog, and he's like, I wasn't going to kill anybody else, but now everybody dies because you killed my dog. And it's just him just killing person after person, trying to find out who killed his dog. And then all the sequels are people that are mad at him for the people he killed in the first one. And it just domino effects, all because of a dog.
Don't kill dogs.
Yep. Don't kill dogs.
Do not kill dogs. It's not a good thing. It's never a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
He killed everybody except for Michael Vick in all those movies. All right, so what about Scream? What about Scream?
Good one.
What is that going to be a reboot? Is that actually going to be a continuation? Is Neve Campbell coming out for this one and actually going to be the bad guy who kills everybody? Because that's pretty much all they've got left.
Yeah, and the originals people are coming back, and in addition to that, apparently there's some talk that some of the other original cast might come back from like, the earlier ones like Skeet Ulrich and a couple
Matthew
other people.
Lillard and all of them?
So
No, didn't Matthew Lillard die? I can't remember if he was dead at the end of it. Skeet Ulrich is dead. They shot him in the head twice. He can't come back.
Chris, remember, this is the multiverse.
Rose McGowan got crushed in the garage door.
Hold on a second. So Scream's in the multiverse too? That's it.
Yeah, it's definitely also in the multiverse.
Wolverine will be appearing with 2 of the 3 Spider-Mans and Rose McGowan, but she'll be bald now in Scream 27, coming to a theater near you.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast basement. The nudist basement. The broad basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found. And always at the eppodcast.com.